Let's go.
Welcome to another edition of Trust the Process podcast. Yours truly, Rob the People's Plug Martin, joined by always the Italian Stallion.
The Italian Stallion.
The Reverend.
What up? Hope you had a good week.
That's little brother Nick Martin. And back live in the studio, gracing us with his presence, Mr. Irregular Strength. Back from Disney.
Man, I didn't go to Disney.
You was on sabbatical?
Yeah, I was on sabbatical.
You come back on fire?
Yeah.
How much was them Harry Potter costumes?
You don't even want to know.
Did y'all get the wand? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, the wand and the costume.
Y'all got the wand and the costume?
Aubrey, no, I take it back.
Kids
Aubrey
better
got the
not
wand,
ever lose him.
and the kids got the costumes. The costumes were $140 each.
Oh,
They don't play with you down there?
I'm like, we're walking around the park, and all the kids, you see all these kids
They got
wearing
them all.
these cloaks, and they're like, I want one. I'm like,
sheep?
no. So we get into the store, and I'm like, it just hit me again, Now the way yes, it's good to save money and be a good steward of your money.
It's also good to
But
stimulate.
also too, man, it's like, man, we're down there, and I want to give my kids the greatest experience ever. And I think sometimes I over analyze things and think like, no, we got to save this, and I just basically not a yes day, but pretty much whatever they wanted, I was like,
That's good.
Get it.
That's good.
So
That's why you plan for it, right? That's why you save for it. That's why you
can't save for that.
Yeah, you can. We've been down there a few times. I bought a wand before, and it ain't no joke. They don't.
You talking about a wand? I'm talking about
They don't spare none.
The actual suits.
Hey, they don't spare none down there. They know that they got you right where they want you.
Cloak.
Look, they set the environment right. The park is set up right. I mean, it feels good to spend money down there.
They probably pay people to walk around in the cloak so they see the kids.
Oh, I guarantee it.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, look,
I guarantee it.
The kids see it, but listen, when you get that ticket, I think for 3 of them, we pay like $480 for 3 cloaks.
Look, that's when you just got a car and you're like, look, I don't even want to see the balance.
The big problem
Hey,
is
that's when you.
the big problem is have they wore the cloak?
Oh,
since?
yeah, they wear them.
Oh, okay.
They were in the
play 'em,
band.
they wear 'em.
Hannah used her wand.
yeah.
Hey, she wasn't playing.
Oh, she wasn't playing?
Hey, she wasn't playing. Yeah, she wasn't playing. She still got the wand. And we went about 5 years ago. So you had a good time? Feel refreshed?
Oh, absolutely. We drove, man.
Man, hey, I
Way
commend
back.
you. I commend you.
Dog, that 16 hours wasn't no joke, but I was like, I'm making it.
Yeah.
I'm making it. Ain't no
I
ifs,
was on
ands,
the
or buts
highway.
about
Look,
it.
I made one of them trips. Like we went down to Alabama at one time.
When?
I made one of them last week.
Wow.
I went
You
to
had to get
class.
back?
I went to class, yeah. Drove up, stayed a day and a half, drove right back.
No. I'm
That first
telling
trip
you,
was worse.
That
Nick,
That was only
Ju-
8 hours though.
that was a close experience
It's a
with
beast.
death.
Look, that's what I was
Dude.
about to say. There ain't nothing compare. Even this last 16-hour drive that I took back from Orlando to Owensboro.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally 16 hours. That did not compare to the trip that me and Rob took to Alabama.
God told me not to go with y'all on that one.
Nah.
Look, God didn't tell you that.
I don't know. The Reverend backed out of that.
Yeah, look.
I already knew what kind of.
Well, we got down there at like 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Man, we got down there. Look, I contemplated turning around 3 different
Yeah,
times.
he said it. He's like, look, we're passing
gonna be
through
late.
Nashville. We're down by Memphis, and he's like, look, man, I don't even know, but we could turn it. He kept looking at me saying, look, we could turn around.
Nick,
now.
I already look. Nick, whenever
turn around.
Like
look,
if you
so
would just co-signed it, y'all would have been turned around.
we would have
If
been.
I would
turning-
have co-signed, we would have turned around.
Nick, we hit Nashville and we kept having to go through detours, and I was like, Drew, I think it's a sign for us to detour
But
back.
it was a great experience. They won.
Oh, it was
They'll
great.
never
Nick, we got
forget it.
look. The game started at like 6. The GPS told us we wasn't gonna get there until about 8:30.
Oh wow.
We showed up. Look, but it was good. I mean, it was
We
the
just
way.
showed at halftime.
Yeah, we got there halftime.
Hey, we was the halftime Spirit-Field people though.
Man, I'm telling you.
Hey, they showed
a great
out.
experience, man.
But Drew, tell me about the way back though.
Look, it was so.
What about when you got tired? It was
Look, I got to the point where I was like, look,
Y'all gotta
Rob,
hear this.
I said, look, Rob, hey, dog, if we wreck, we wreck. Like, I'm just telling you, like, God has to have this because I'm just to a point that I don't even care. I don't even care about life right now.
You know how
That's
you're
how tired
awake?
we was.
You know how you're awake, but you know that your body is like desperate for sleep. So you start talking just the craziest stuff and start talking about weird. I'm telling you, man, we had some deep conversations.
We had some deep, weird conversations. But we made it back.
Drew was like, Rob, I think the car's driving itself.
I said, look, I fell asleep. I can't tell you how many times I fell asleep for 3 seconds
You
at
gotta
a
be
time.
like, oh,
You fall asleep for
body
3 seconds
just
and you
shut
like you
down.
back
slap your
up.
face.
No, you ain't even slapping your face. You're so tired, you don't even think about that. You're just like,
Yeah.
man, I just got to make it to that next mile marker.
If we die, we die.
That's what I said. I said, Rob, if we wreck, we die. I mean, like, it's all a part of God's plan. Because,
We need to start
was
talking
rough.
like that. We need to pull over.
Hey, we just
well,
go.
listen, I had to go I had to go to work the next morning.
Man,
Rob had to go to work the next morning. So, like, we had to get up. I don't even think, look, I went to work. I'm at work. And I hit Rob up. Rob getting into work.
hey man, I wasn't with it, Nick.
Look, he took off from Antonio, and then still, he didn't get to work until about 1 o'clock.
I guarantee it, Nick.
Wow.
That was a heck of a trip, man. But it was good because, Nick, you gotta feel bad.
Nah, I ain't feel bad.
You gotta feel
He
bad,
didn't care.
man.
Poor
Look, them
guy.
guys was like, "Where's the other one at?
No, he did. No, they did.
Where's the other one at that was trying to hoop with us?"
No,
Yeah, they said, "Where's
No,
Nick?
No,
Where's Nick at? Our buddy."
Man,
They promised us he was coming down there.
hey, ain't he a pastor? He said he
Nah.
preaches.
I know sometimes you can't make promises. Teach you a
Oh,
lesson.
don't use that.
When it was time to go. Look, I promise you, if we would have had time to psych ourselves out and to say no, we wouldn't have went. I promise you, because that was a voyage. Hey, that
It was a
was.
good time though, for sure.
Oh yeah, I was like, Drew, you think this car's gonna make it?
Wow.
Nah, it
Nick,
was like, look,
hey, it was
Antonio found out
running.
He was in that car. He was going to lose it. I get, Rob! Basically, touchscreen. You know what I mean?
Really?
Oh, these MacBooks are. But he said, as far as processing, you can just do a lot on them, and I'm just like, man. Real quick, I know this is a side question. Did you sign me out of Adobe Illustrator?
Charger,
Okay, what's wrong with that? Where'd you get it from?
Target.
Why didn't you go to your boy out there?
We told the whole story. Oh man, I should have.
Dog, that's where you got the computer from.
I didn't think nothing about buying a used charger though.
Used charger. The dude's got a bunch of them. He probably would have gave
I
me.
guarantee it.
Listen,
That's what you're
I'm about to
good
get me a new MacBook. And I was contemplating on when I was gonna buy one until I heard that price of what they are.
How much are they?
$2,200.
Wow.
But look, this MacBook that dude had, it has the bar running across the top of it. It's basically touchscreen. You know what I mean?
Really?
Oh, these MacBooks are. But he said as far as processing, you can just do a lot on them, and I'm just like, man. Real quick, I know this is a side question. Did you sign me out of Adobe Illustrator?
No.
For some reason, it won't let
It
me.
might
get
have
in
it
there.
automatically kicked you out though. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you
I was
got
trying to edit a picture and I couldn't even illustrate.
no.
I couldn't even illustrate like I was. You know how whenever you're ready to do something, you got your mindset.
Oh,
Like, I'm about to
man.
do this. I'm about to
Oh,
sit down
man.
and dedicate these hours. And man,
It just kicked you out? When was
kicked me
this?
out. Last week.
Oh, okay. No, I
What
bet
are you
if
doing
you're
next Tuesday?
I don't know.
I mean, I thought you had a schedule. I know. We'll talk about it afterwards.
All right. I'm going to see old Lou Legs this weekend.
Oh, really? Is he
Yeah,
all right?
man. Yeah, he's all right.
Okay.
Gonna spend some time up there.
Okay. Oh, Lou Legs.
Nick's preaching next week.
Where at? At Louisville?
Matthew
Nick?
Stable.
Oh, the way you well,
know.
it went in conjunction with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
weekend.
yeah,
I
Like,
got you.
I was thinking I didn't know if
got
they had a church up there that was going to. You was gonna go up there and preach or
No.
what?
So we had the Easter event. It went really good.
Oh, yeah.
It went really, really good.
Yeah, it did. It really did. I think Easter, just in general, was this was a great Easter. My brother showed up to church.
Yeah, man, that was big.
It was a blessing to see that. And man, it's you already know what's heavy right now. What's going on in the community? It is for like the police community. Man, it's sad.
Man, that's sad. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
for
glad
us,
you-
it's
I'm
like we
glad
all
you
went to
brought that
school
up.
together, and I didn't want to So I made a video about it last week or a few days ago, but I didn't want to. You know, they hadn't really said anything about it yet, so I didn't. I wanted to make sure, out of respect for the family, to wait until
Yeah.
you know it went through the proper channels first. But man, you know, like the thing about it, the crazy thing about it is me and our experience, but me and Shartez had like a love-hate relationship, simply because like we would always get on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
You know
so,
what I mean?
So if anybody doesn't know, young lady that we went to school with, she was a Owensboro police officer. And man, when I heard about it, I was like, man, you just never know what somebody's going through.
Man, my day bad. My week,
know what I'm saying?
just thinking about
Like,
it's been bad.
It's just it's tragic all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was young, and then you start to ask yourself, like, what can be that bad?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, no, I've been in those places. And so saying like, so to kind of add to, we had this relationship, like where it's like a love-hate relationship. Like we would always argue and fight, but she would be the one to help me with my homework. I had to have my homework in on time or something like that. So it was always that type of relationship. And through the years, like, I bump into her and we would talk and chop it up. But you just, like I said, she always was like a genuinely happy person. You just seemed like, you would never think of, like, she was always, she always had a smile on her face. You know what I mean? And that's what's hard to, like,
comprehend
or differentiate whenever someone is actually, because us as humans, we're so good at hiding our emotions, man. And that's what that vacation for me, that's what I needed. It was to basically refrain.
Man, you needed to plug in, didn't you?
I needed to plug in. So, like, man, lately, even before then, reading my Bible and trying to get intentional about, just spending time with the Lord. Yes, it was there, but I just wasn't feeling it. You know what I mean? It didn't feel, it doesn't feel like it used to feel. And even trying to spend time, getting intentional time away, it just didn't feel like it felt whenever I was alone. I was, as far as heaven was at her place, and I didn't have the kids, and I was at Friends of Sinners, and it was just different. And trying to get back to that place, it is one of the hardest things to do. And over the past, weeks, we haven't really got to.
What do you mean, to get back?
To get back. No, I'm saying, but over the past weeks, it just came to a head the other day. Like, I basically, just to be other transparent, had like a mental breakdown simply because I think that I'm always pouring into other people and giving myself to other people. That it just, and not just other people, but my family, and trying to be a dad and raise my kids and
just trying to carry the weight.
Lead my wife, carry the weight. It just, man, I don't know what it was, but I'm telling you, when it hit me hard. And it was in the midst of, like, we're cleaning the house, and I walk in, I see my kid's room, and it was another thing. I was just like, it took me.
I can't take it.
Basically, because simply, it's like I work so hard to provide and give the best I can for everybody. It's not just for my family, for everybody. I give the best of me. Everybody gets the best of me besides me.
Man.
You know what I mean? And as a man, we're supposed to feel honored and respected and appreciated. And in certain times, not just home on the home front, but just everywhere, people will use you and spit you out. And it is one of the hardest things to accept. And it came to, but that's me too, always overloading my plate.
So a part of the problem with the grind culture is they will teach you not to rest.
Grind.
So 24 hours.
I don't get tired.
I don't get tired. Grind, hustle, go get it. One of the biggest problems with that is they don't, it's like I feel like a slouch if I rest.
Oh, yeah.
I feel lazy if I take a break.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to be doing something. So a part of this grind culture and hustle culture is I always need to be moving. I always need to be on the go, and we almost equate it to laziness if we just rest.
If I sit still, then I'm missing out on opportunities, or I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, so that anxiety kicks in.
Well, actually what it is, you're doing a disservice to you, your wife, your kids, because you're only operating at probably like 60% functionality.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Because it's always I'm go. So you're just going my phone on.
Like, I need to get this done. And you're not operating at 100% efficiency because you're operating in a tired state.
No, what it is he's at MacBook with that old charger.
Man, I'm at MacBook with that RAM that's filled up. You can't do it. Think about it. It's a computer. You ain't got no room.
It start acting funny.
Think about it. Whenever a computer, they say your brain is the closest thing. It acts just like a computer. And whenever it's overloading, stuff starts glitching, don't it? Man. You can't save photos. You can't save videos.
I start deleting random stuff.
Because here's a big thing, and I told you this the other day, but I told some people, like, I'm no longer going to have my phone on
Sundays. Every Sunday, my phone's going in the
drawer.
Y'all
heard that?
Yeah.
Pastor ain't going to have his phone on Sunday.
Every Sunday, my phone's going in the drawer until like 8 or 9 at night. And the problem with our human society now is we feel like we can't do that.
Yeah.
So as soon as I did it last week for the first time on Easter, and I felt so good, but my body was screaming, "You're missing out on phone calls. You're missing out on texts. What if someone really needs to get a hold of you? What if?"
Think about the power of that.
Oh yeah, and I felt almost guilty of putting my phone. But the time I spent with my family at home was great. It was priceless. You know, I almost felt like I had extra time. Like I was doing yard work and I was doing a bunch of stuff. I was like, man, what time is it?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that phone distracting me or weighing me down.
That's it.
So every Sunday I'm going to, and that's why I say with our culture, we feel like we got to have our phone. We got to get up and go. We got to do this. We got to answer every text. We got to answer every call. And I don't think that's sustainable.
Oh, yeah. Look, I was talking to a guy last night and talking to him about the importance of just as men, we're not taught to communicate, right? So a lot of times we just bottle up our emotions and because we don't know how to vocalize them. And because a lot of times that's what we had displayed for us. We seen men maybe who went to work, but they didn't communicate. They didn't talk. They didn't talk about their problems or their feelings or, whatever the case may be. And, so a lot of times we just go throughout life and we just think that that's normal.
Yeah.
We just think that, look, why should I talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's so weird to see a man in a position to where he's like, I'm better off by not talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And every time I found myself in those situations, I ended up making a worse decision.
Well, I think also, I think we have to look at it in perspective of, the enemy doesn't want you to verbalize the way you feel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Doesn't want you to confess and say, hey, look, I need help, or I need someone to talk to. This culture is built up in a toxic, we call it toxic masculinity, meaning you don't have the character traits of what would be the so-called the way a woman, would display her traits. So you don't talk about things. You're always tough. You're always to be tough. Don't never show emotion. You deal with the problems, meaning not deal with them directly, but you deal with them indirectly, meaning you just move past it or build over top of it. So it's just like it's like building a house on bricks that have cracks in them, right? On bricks that are just on basically a brick that's made out of something other than what it's typically made out of.
Yeah. I mean, talks about it in the Bible.
So, no, I'm not talking about sand. I'm saying, say a brick was made out of plastic. You had this plastic brick on top of, underneath real bricks. It just, eventually, it's going to come crashing down because plastic isn't meant to... Because of the foundation. Yeah, it isn't meant to be a foundation. Plastic is not meant to be a foundation when it comes to...
Trying to build a house with Legos?
Man, that's not... You're exactly right, and you can't do that because eventually through... time and different trials, it will eventually start to show itself, right? Just like that Louis Vuitton bag we talked about, the analogy where the guy bought his wife a Louis Vuitton bag, a fake one, but she wanted a real one, and her friend had the real one, but the fake bag didn't stand the test of time. It started unraveling at the seams, and it started to...
I used to love buying fake stuff.
Man.
Nick, you remember that time we found that watch?
Oh, yep.
Man, I'm telling you, Nick, it was a, what was that, Nick? A
Rolex.
Breitling. It was a Bentley Breitling.
Yeah.
Okay.
We looked this watch up. Nick, I said, we in the money. I promise you.
Where'd y'all find it at?
I don't know. The garage seller or something.
I bought it at an auction.
Yeah. So, and I started looking.
Like $30.
Okay.
Look, but so we looked it up, and it said it was worth like $250,000.
Yeah, Breitling are...
I did research on it, right? I was looking up the little everything. And I said, Nick, this is the watch. Nah, man.
You had that fool's gold. Got him.
Yeah, it didn't turn out to be what it was supposed to be.
In fact, y'all probably paid more than what you would pay.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
I tell people, what I tell people, too, is it's especially dangerous when you're self-employed because you build this mentality of, I got to answer every call.
That's right.
Even when, like I remember when we had knickknacks and we would be at dinner or something and someone would call and be like, I'm ready to sell my, stuff.
I need
in my
a
house.
U-Haul.
And we would go right then and go do it because I felt like if we didn't do it, then someone else would.
Yeah.
And just that culture will always tell you, to go back to what you were saying, like to build your foundation on hustle. And they don't promote rest and mental health. And that's what a lot of people will just watch you crash and burn and just watch. And that's why I think it's so important to build a solid foundation.
And the crazy thing about it is that's how he wasn't going hard enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could be fully, like you could be mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, and given every single part of you that you possibly could have gave. And when you fall or fail, they will say
Oh,
you
they'll
wasn't going hard enough.
Because it's
think about
easier for people to look at what you don't do rather than what you do.
How many people have built a successful business and lost their family along the way?
Oh.
Built a multi-million-dollar company and they don't have a relationship with their kids.
I seen a video where a guy he was on a boat dock and he owned this whole boat dock pretty much, and it's like in like the Keys or something like that, and he's like, that boat, $75,000.
Yeah.
He had literally like 8 boats in there, not including the house. He had jet skis, he had all this stuff, and he's just going through and pointing out how much this stuff cost. And he said, "Yeah, I got all this, but I lost my family in the process."
Man. Hey, look, again, so I was meeting it with the same guy last night, and it's just I had to remind him that at the end of your life, on your deathbed, you're not going to be like, man, I had such a great house. Or,
I got $1 million in the bank.
I worked hard for this company,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of myself. No, man, you're going to remember things like taking vacations. Man, you remember when we got those Harry Potter cloaks?
Oh, yeah.
Man, we felt like a Harry Potter.
We
felt like a Harry Potter in.
The crazy thing about it is I get more out of that. Literally, I get more out of that than having the gratitude of saying, "Man, we got $100,000 in there."
That's right, because look, that's what's important in your kids. So for that experience, it cost you, but in the bigger scope of things, it's priceless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those are the things that matter. Those are the things that at the end of everything, they're going to look back and say, man, I remember when we went here. And they're going to take their kids there one day, and they're going to say, man, our dad bought us this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is what hit me on vacation. And this was a new goal of mine. I said, next year, I'm going to pay for a vacation for my friends and family. Like, I'm going to pay for a whole vacation. I know it sounds crazy,
look.
and it's out there, but I said I'm going to pay for the whole vacation for my friends and family because I want us all to experience this all together.
Oh yeah,
and so that's my next big goal.
Man, let us know the date then.
I want to set a date, and I want to take my friends and family on a vacation together and
go on a cruise.
Well, because think about that.
You been on a cruise?
Huh?
You ever been on a cruise?
No,
that's where it's at.
What that is
Heard it.
is raising the bar. I was just telling Rob, I was listening to a book, and they said you should find you a mentor that they're running, that your running pace is their walking pace.
That's right. That's a McNugget right there.
So their walking pace is your running pace.
Yeah.
And he was just saying, because you learn from them, so like if you take your friends on vacation, that's showing them that's kind of motivation for this is the way you should do.
That's
Like,
right.
Yeah.
we should love each other this way. We should take care of each other this way. It ain't all about building this nest egg of 100,000 or of $1 million. Money's good, but you can't take it with you when you die. It's the experiences. That's why, like when Bella was born, I made a commitment that I didn't care if we went down there with nothing. We was going to take a vacation every year.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if we had to stay at the 39 a night hotel. We was going every year.
But that's the crazy thing. Listen, I remember the exact feeling of what it was like whenever you guys would be like, yeah, we're going on vacation. And y'all had this disparity in y'all's eyes, like, man, we don't even want to go.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, like, man, it must be nice for y'all to be able to go on vacation with your family. And one of y'all said this. It was like, it ain't like we're doing anything. We ain't spending no money.
Yeah.
We're going to be eating bologna sandwiches while we're down there. But you're going to be on the beach with your family. Like, but I remember hearing that. Like, I remember one time, look, this is how crazy, how vivid this picture is. We were in the alley. The van was parked right there where the basketball goal was. And y'all had the green van. The soldier van. And you was like, yeah, we're taking this on vacation next week. And y'all were just talking, but it was y'all
had the VHSs in it.
Man, y'all had the VHSs in it, but y'all was y'all was ungrateful. Let's be transparent. At that point in time, y'all was ungrateful that y'all was going on a family vacation.
You know why?
And I've never been on a family vacation.
You know why? Because we always compare ourselves to the next. So if I go on vacation every year, I compare myself to someone that goes to Disney every year.
That's right.
And we can start thinking, well, we ain't never been to Disney.
Yeah.
So we overlook the fact that we're going to Florida and the ocean, and we compare it to, well, how come we ain't never been to Universal?
Like me and my family ain't never even at that point in time. Me and my family ain't never even been out of town. I've never left the city of Owensboro with my dad.
Yeah.
Never left the city of Owensboro with my dad. So I remember when I got to take my mom to the beach the first time. Dog.
Oh yeah.
It hit different.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So put it this way.
Seeing Will on the
Hey,
beach.
look, she thought she.
Hey, I know
hey,
you get to learn that
I'm
she had her
telling you,
toes in the sand.
she had on all her gold.
She had
her
all the
mic-
necklaces
man,
on.
she had-
Glasses.
She had on her Michael Kors purse.
Oh,
she had her
man.
sunglasses.
I know she was super
You couldn't
fly.
tell her nothing, but the dream was at that time. It was the first time we went on vacation was 2016. It was 3-4 months after my dad died, and the hopes were that we was going to take my dad and my mom on vacation, right? Because we never got to go on a family vacation together, and you know, I just remember the moment watching my mom out there on the beach with my kids, and her getting to see the ocean for basically the first time, and it was just put it this way, and this may sound backwards, so you can Jesus juke it or however you want to juke it, but the value of money doesn't compare to the value of time spent with your family.
That's right. Of the experience, yeah.
Of the experiences.
That's it.
That value, you can give someone $1 million, but I'm telling you, in that moment where I was with my family and seeing my mom at that time, like being able to experience that, was priceless.
That's right.
Complete priceless.
And there's no amount of money that could ever come close.
That's what I'm saying. That value that you could have of. So say you valued $2 million. That was something that you valued close to your heart. That you was like, look, this is everything to me.
Yeah.
Could not compare to the value of me being at that exact moment. Or put it this way, if I had $2 million at that point, and they say, look, if you give me $2 million, I could spare your dad and get your dad on vacation to spend with your kids for the rest. For a memory that you can remember for the rest of your life. That $2 million wouldn't have. I would have gave it up in a heartbeat.
The book I'm reading, this is pretty neat. It says you should actually plan every quarter to tidying family trip.
Oh,
whether that's for the weekend. And he said when you plan it, it motivates you to get it done.
That's right.
Yeah.
He said because like if you don't plan it, what happens is, you know, like I've been thinking all year.
Put it off.
I've been thinking all year, man. I just want to drive Jonna and Bella to the beach one weekend. Like, just let's get in the car and go for the weekend, and then come back, you know, on Monday or Sunday or whatever. But like, you just put it off and you put it off and you put it off, and it never happens.
Yeah.
So the book I'm listening to says, no, you plan. You go ahead and get the dates.
Yeah. Because if you put
and then, because think about how many plans that we've had that just fall to the wayside, and they're the best intentions.
Oh yeah.
Like I've been thinking about taking my family on a weekend trip for a while, and it just, you know, you push it off and you think, well, this ain't a good weekend. That ain't a good.
It ain't never going to be a good weekend. And think about this: the one thing that probably stops a lot of people from just experiencing life is the fear of like, if I spend this $500, it's going to forever change my life.
Oh yeah.
$500 ain't gonna make or break you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna pay a bill. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But you could stop doing something for 2 weeks and save a couple $100.
Mm-hmm.
You can collect cans.
Now I feel guilty.
You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever to collect some money.
Last night, Jonah asked me to get. She was like, "You want to get a hotel tomorrow night for the girls and let them go swimming." And, you know, just like let them have fun for the night.
I thought the Reverend First Lady was gonna get them a room.
You know what I immediately thought? I don't want to spend the money.
Yeah, that's a drop in the bucket, man. When you look at
the
it,
First Lady was gonna get them a room. I thought they was gonna get a room, gonna get away.
Oh, no, it's about kids, man. That's
family.
good. I love getting there. There's nothing
That's
like getting
what-
away with your wife.
No, but that's
Hey, let's get away.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
actually,
it's different.
like that's what Jonna's like big thing. Like she wants to be. She don't even really care for spending money. She wants to be doing something as a family. Like she likes our time, but her biggest thing is to make us like. It makes her smile. Like, even if we go to Patty's Inn as a family.
What's Patty's Inn?
You ain't never heard of Patty's Establishment?
Oh, it's so good.
Joe and Angel be turning everybody on.
No,
the
I
Patty's
ain't heard
Inn.
about that. I'm gonna have to check it.
Oh,
Patty's.
you ain't never heard of the Patty's
You ain't never been
Establishment?
there?
Where's Patty's establishment?
See, he ain't living life.
It sounds like it's an
Rob,
experience.
We got to get you to experience
It's an
something.
establishment.
Nah, so look, we loved it. Last year, they had the package.
Is that
where
a shocking word?
You get a suite, a show, and the meal for like $100, $200 maybe.
At the establishment?
Yeah,
Where's it at?
They got world
Like 2 hours away.
So think
Then Orlando to Lake- Orlando to
Moonlight,
Lake or something like that.
Moonlight's world famous.
Yeah.
Patty's establishment is like world famous. People travel.
Okay.
People travel there to eat their pork chops and steaks.
Is it the Amish?
They do dress like they dress like they're in the 60s.
I might have been there before. You ever been to that place where they throw the rose at you?
I never been there.
Fire.
Where's that?
Fire. It's down south. It's down south.
But I do agree with you. Like you think like I need to
Oh
save
my
it.
goodness.
I need to save that 300. I need to save that 500. Like
Right.
what the Jews battle with. Do I buy my kids these Harry Potter things? You know.
I'm serious.
If you could do it again.
My mind is free. Like, look, my mind is free now. That vacation open.
Did
like,
it?
We ain't got to take a vacation in 2 years. Anytime I'm out of town, it's always doing something.
But think about Miami inspired us too, didn't it?
Man, it
Miami
sure did.
inspired us.
You
Like,
see something like that,
Look,
hey.
look, you know something had to ignite.
I'm like, man, how do these people
Look,
live here?
Nick, Rob, you know something had to ignite if I said, look, this time next year I'm taking my friends and family on vacation.
Man,
I'm paying for it.
I know
Jessica-
that's
Something
right.
had to be like,
Jessica Lee's at the ocean right now.
man, I bet she's loving
Balling.
it.
Balling.
Margaritaville.
Margaritaville.
I'm just
kidding.
The first lady, Nick said he wouldn't get y'all a room. That's what he said.
He's trying to get y'all a room. Hey,
A
let's
suite
get
at
away.
Patty's establishment.
Yeah, we ain't been this year. They had a fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check it out. Is it on like in Indiana?
Nah, it's in like by Paducah.
Oh, okay.
But we usually go like twice a year, but they had a fire up there, so we ain't been able to go since
Then
Oh,
COVID.
okay.
they had a fire.
So what you doing soon?
But we are going to.
Well, I see you.
We're going to drive down to Florida soon.
You just gonna take off?
He's gonna take off.
Yeah, for a
For the
weekend.
weekend.
Yeah.
I bet y'all going to the 8-hour part of Florida.
Absolutely.
Heck, I never.
Dog, I ain't doing
I
that.
made that. I told Jonna, I made that drive. We went on with mom. We went with mom somewhere down there. I forget where Daytona maybe.
It was horrible. Wasn't
Oh,
it?
15-hour drive back. I said, Jonna, I would never.
Look, that's what we just took.
Jew, that's what I'm saying.
Cause look,
when
we
you
usually
fly-
get a hotel in between anyway.
Nah, it don't matter. That's still 2 days of driving.
And I was like,
I ain't with no 2-day driving
I was
trip.
like, look, we gonna make it back. By the time I made it back, Bella was like, Dad, we're never going there again.
Look, Drew, I'm telling you, after the first time of me flying, I just want to fly everywhere. I never want to drive again.
Man, but listen, I like the experience of driving because it allows your
The
kids
kids
to
get
see
to experience, yeah.
different things.
That's
but
one thing I love.
Listen, right now, my
All you need to see
my
this
daughter's
one time.
anxiety level, Mila, she just can't handle it. I don't think she can handle it.
That's
Want
one
to get on
that,
a plane?
All it's gonna take is one turbulence.
One shake.
One shake. and
She's
she's
gonna
be
jump
like,
up like a cat.
look, she's gonna say, "What is that?"
Hey, you ever see one of them cats jump up when they see a cucumber?
No.
You ain't never seen
When
it?
they just jump up in the
yeah,
air.
Yeah. That's what she gonna do.
that is what I like driving because like we stop at the spaceship every year. So every year I got a picture with Bella at the spaceship.
At the Space Needle.
Yeah, and everybody else tries to rush to get there. We like look, we taking our time.
Yeah.
we enjoying this, and we always take a picture there, and we always stop and eat.
Yeah.
We usually get a hotel, but never again 15. I never 15.
Yeah,
hour
it
drive
ain't even
again.
worth going to that side. I promise you, that side of Florida,
I said this is like
That's like
Panama.
the hood
but
over
I was
there.
like, this is like Panama, but 6 hours farther.
man, I don't even like going to that side of Florida at all. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing even over there. They got different type of sand over there.
We're going
Yeah.
to Panama in June. We got our
Listen.
vacation booked.
Yeah, are y'all?
Yeah,
Who
we
y'all
are.
going with?
Her family.
But look, this is
What?
Hey, but look, this is what.
I know we talk about that, but I'm
But
trying to go on
look,
vacation again
this is a
with just us and our wives.
but this is a raise
we
the
talked about
Let's
this.
go.
this is a raise the bar,
down.
and Jonah
Man.
reminded me we've always wanted to bless her mom and pay for her trip, and this year we was able to.
That's what's up.
You know, we was
That
able to
donor,
pay for
US Bank did
pay
that-
for the
did
whole
that thing
room.
this year,
Man.
didn't they?
Nah, we just
Life insurance.
budgeting.
Man,
Man, you see Nick's new pool?
his new one.
Pool?
Hey, that's a perfect example.
Man.
Hey, when we had pool problems, I was thinking, let's fill this thing in.
Nick was like, the answer to the problem is just concreted in.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this hole.
Hey, I
You
was
would put a
like,
basketball goal down there with you. He was already thinking about
I was
it.
googling what do people do with pools they can't fix.
Hey, do you know what I'm gonna try?
I said, look, we're gonna have half court.
You gonna put one back there?
I seen a
We gonna have
we
half
watched
court out
a
here.
video the other day. You know, you can take an above ground pool and put it underground.
I seen it.
Man, I might try it. I'm telling you.
Put a deck around it.
It made it so
too.
believable. Now they put it in the ground.
I know, but they put a deck
yeah,
around it.
yeah. Just to make it look flush.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they made me believe I could do it.
I've seen those.
This dude
You
explained
let
it so
all people
well.
would do it.
And I'm going to record it. So I can tell other people how to. I love videos like that show you how to do things. Because most people be like, that can't happen.
It's
Yeah.
it's easy.
Y'all seen
You just
Booker's
dig a
Pool?
hole.
You ain't never seen it? The biggest above ground pool I've ever seen in my life. It's probably like 50 foot across.
Really?
Yeah, that big. I mean, it's huge.
We having swim parties this year. I know.
I
It.
can't
Are y'all?
wait.
Yep.
At your house?
Yep.
I'm trying to come off that deck. You
having
need to
swim
fix
parties.
that deck and make it safe. OSHA's gonna come shut you down.
It's safe. It's
Dude,
safe.
is it safe to jump off?
Listen, I just heard you. So you want to have y'all moved in already?
No, not yet. We in between.
Why do you say it like it and then look away?
Just cause I
Has
don't
it
even.
been a
I
headache?
don't even want to talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Has it been a
No,
headache?
let's not talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Rob, what's
I
wrong?
don't want to talk about it, man.
Is that a nerve?
Hey,
Did you strike a nerve?
Everybody pause for a minute and pray for Rob and Amy.
How can we help?
It's been rough, man.
How can we help as a team?
I don't know. Ain't nothing to do. I mean, I stayed at Nick's last night. I feel like a Rolling Stone right now.
Oh, because you ain't at
Trust the process.
Homeless, man. Yeah, we just in the middle. We in the deep.
You know the weight of when you got to move out, but you're
Dog,
out.
we did
You know
that.
how Rose and
I was
Jack. You know
miserable.
how
I
Rose
felt
and Jack.
violated.
How Rose and Jack was in the middle of the ocean on the wood.
Is that how you
they
feel?
just out there. Yeah, we just out there.
Oh man, I didn't know all that.
We just
man.
out there.
You know,
yeah.
Rob ain't like a planner either. Rob's
Yeah.
like,
Rob goes with the flow.
I've been asking Rob, like, okay, what y'all doing? Y'all staying here? Man, I don't know. We might get an Airbnb. We
You
might
just
get a
never
hotel.
know.
He's really living the Rolling
You just
Stone.
never know.
It's
Hey.
10 o'clock last night. I texted her, are y'all staying here?
Rob, you got to let people know.
I
dog.
told Nick I was staying there.
But it was just like
we was just
10:30.
moving still.
Yeah.
I was unloading stuff.
But Rob's,
Dog, I moved my
Rob's
house.
on-
Literally, I moved my house.
Rob's on-
For the centers.
You moved from house to house. We ain't going from house to
nah,
house.
did you have an in-between, too?
Nah, he went from house to house.
Yeah, we did have an in between.
Where at?
My mom's,
So what'd you do with your stuff?
all in my mom's garage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we went. We went 2 weeks.
I ain't never.
Guess where we
really-
had to stay?
Where?
At Curlin's house. So we went, but well, it was a little over a week, and it ain't the same. You don't get to sleep the same way. You just don't. When it's
body
somebody
is
else's
in a
house,
rest.
you can't.
Your body ain't at rest.
Yeah, you just can't.
I know how.
Hey, I know Nick's house.
Yeah, you gotta have your
Dude, I
fan.
promise you, Nick's house is at least 50 degrees.
I love
That's
it.
how you gotta have it.
Nick, it was polar bear
No,
down
you gotta
there.
do the studies.
I
Your
love it.
the way your body acts under cold when you sleep in cold
Hey,
weather.
if I walk in my house and it's 70, I start screaming. I know when it's 3 degrees up. I'm like, John, why is it so hot
I
in
had a
here?
video saved. I'll play it after because I'm going to discuss it. It says it's talking about. It reminded me at Josh's house where it says, "Who touched the thermostat?" And he said, "I don't know. It wasn't me." They said, "Who touched the thermostat?" He's like, the music kicks in. He's like, "Yeah, I touched the thermostat. It was me. It's 98 degrees in this house. I can't even sleep." But it just reminds me of like how our parents are. I don't trip like that.
Yeah.
Our
I
parents.
do.
Who touched the thermostat?
I sleep on 60.
Rob, you get mad when they touch the thermostat?
Dude.
And I get mad when I get $500 bills.
My house is 67 all year round. We don't.
You gotta.
Man, we have multiple units.
I hate 80.
You touching 3 thermostats.
Oh yeah.
I hate 80.
You get. I look. I
Y'all
like,
got three. Y'all had three
I like
heating and air
comfortability.
units.
I like comfortability, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, man, let's just find a happy medium and stay there.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't always got to be.
That's the hard part of our house is the basement's colder than upstairs.
Man, our basement stays cold too, and I love
So upstairs when it's hot, it's cold down there. So we keep it on 67.
Man, it was freezing down there.
sleep above that.
it. Okay, if it's 80, that's what I'm saying. Nick, you know you're comfortable now because I remember at y'all's house, it would probably stay at about 75, 80 degrees.
That's that trying to save money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I walked into somebody's house the other day. I was like, do they not have air in here? I was like, what?
Look, it probably total up to an extra, maybe during the season, it might add on an extra, maybe I'd say $400 to $600 on your overall over the period of those crucial 4
It's
months,
worth
right?
it to be
It is worth
comfortable.
it. $600 to sleep comfortable and be comfortable in your own house.
Peace is priceless.
I was
Oh, it's
like-
worth it.
I walked in. I felt bad. I felt bad for the people in there. I was like, God, it's hot in there.
Man, some people just like that. Hey,
Man, I wish I could find that video. I want y'all to hear it. I'm gonna share it to y'all.
yeah.
Hey, but think about how many other things besides even air and trips to Florida that because we are taught to be tight or.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what it is.
That
My daddy showed me. Look, all you do is put $5 in gas. My dad used to put.
I still do it. I mean,
217.
No, I don't do
like,
that.
how you
But
put
I still put
217?
20 in there.
Is that a poverty
you?
mindset
I mean,
though?
I still drop a 20.
That
in
is
the tank.
poverty.
Jonna told me at the
That's very poverty
She got
mindset.
on to me the other day. I put 20 in my car. She said, "Nick, that's a poverty mindset."
Yeah, I don't know if it's just.
She said, "I don't care where you are, you put 20 in."
I'm just gonna say, and I don't want anybody to take us wrong. I think the majority of white people fill their cars up.
Yeah.
Probably so.
So whenever
if we took
whenever,
a poll,
when people, that's a different language to me. When people are like, yeah, I gotta fill my car up.
Hey, you know how to be like that? Fill her up.
Yeah, ding,
Turn
ding,
the pump
ding.
on.
Yeah, fill her up.
Jonna made a good point though. She was like, "Nick, you put 20 in today. You're gonna be back in 2 days putting another 20 in."
I know, but I don't know.
I said it just makes me feel better.
I don't know what it. Yeah, that's a crazy thing about it is you can put, and that's what I thought. So I didn't. I mean, like recently, probably over the past year and a half, I started filling my tank up.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I feel it. We fill it all the way up.
Hey, that's a growth thing. That's growth though, ain't it?
Man, I'm telling you, it's a poverty mindset.
I can't feel mine's up.
Why?
Even a truck.
Man, my truck laps at 50, bro. Look, if I put 50 in my tank, look, 50 is a pair of shoes sometimes.
Rob, regardless,
If
you
I
were
put 50 in
But
my
Rob,
tank,
regardless,
and it
you're
don't
doing
even,
it
it don't hit over the 3/4 mark.
You're doing it anyway.
I'm mad. I don't care. I feel better putting it in at 15 at a time.
even putting 15 in, it don't even take it to half. It takes it to a quarter.
It not mine.
What does it take yours to?
15.
It makes him feel.
in between half and or empty and
Look,
a quarter.
but look, even if you got to do it the
My
next.
truck giggles at me.
It
Even
said
if you
in between empty and a quarter.
Rob,
You know that's
even if Rob feels good because like he just thinks it's, even though you got to do it the next day, it's just 15.
Man, look, I use Kroger points and I get my discount. So
that still don't add up.
Look.
Rob, please tell me you're not putting $15 in your truck.
look, I be
Rob, are you
mad, man.
serious?
Hey, I be mad.
Hey, I was riding with him one day. He ran out of gas. I was like, "Rob, why did you got gas?" He was like,
I hate it.
He was like, "I've been meaning to stop and get it."
I despise it.
I kept looking at the thing like, "Are we gonna stop?"
Hey, his faith is strong, ain't it?
He was
Hey.
like, you know how he probably got it timed out. Like we got about 30 minutes.
You know how you learn your car. You know when it starts doing and making a certain noise. You know what time it is.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, I know
we
my
had,
car.
We had to get out and put.
Yeah.
We was right across the street from the gas station, and we had to roll in.
Look, I quit. Look, really, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I've ran out of gas in the past year, one time in the past year.
I'm getting
But
better.
I can't do that no more. I mean, I know it may sound great, but who I am, but
You can't be caught like
look,
that.
I'm telling you, I got caught in that little PT Cruiser that ran all the gas out because whoever was trying to fix the car and ran the gas out, it was at the shop,
Yeah.
and I had to push this PT Cruiser across 18th. Whenever I was on
gonna
Breckenridge
they
or
gonna
something
make a
like
meme
that,
out of you.
it was embarrassing.
That's the crazy thing with us and John
I had on
got
Crocs,
onto me
too.
because we have a gas budget. Like we have a gas budget that we do every month, and we never go over it. So she's like, "Why do you put 20 in?" She said, "Why do you just put 20 in?"
It's just that poverty mindset, man.
Oh, she got onto me.
Let me tell you, here's how
look,
I do
sent
it.
her a picture,
This is the best way to do it.
and look, this is growing in steps. I didn't fill it up, but I put 30 in. And I sent her
You stepped it up. Here's what I do just to before it doesn't even register. I'll put my card in, hit the button, put the nozzle in the tank. Go ahead and put it on to where it fills it up by itself. Go in the store, go shopping or whatever I need to get.
Man, that's irregular. That's
come out.
that's an irregular lifestyle right there.
You don't even think about it.
That's an irregular.
Rob,
I think about it.
It don't make sense.
Look, I know if I do that to my truck, it's gonna be like 70, 75.
You'll be surprised that if you fill it up, your car
lasts
probably
long.
lasts a lot
I
longer.
put $50 in, bro, and
It
it didn't
lasts-
even do
It's gonna last.
nothing.
It
You need to put
lasts longer
70
when
in.
it's full.
I can't put 70 in, bro. I can't. I just can't do it. You know what I could do with multiple $70?
Hey.
Put 70 in the tank.
You know my answer to it?
What?
I got a different truck. I got a small truck.
No,
I
you
ain't
gotta
with
put
it.
70 in there,
Nah, bro.
Rob.
I'm trying to put 25 in and see it on full. I ain't with that. I got a smaller truck.
Nah, Rob, you need to put 70 in, fill it up.
My big truck's about to be parked. I ain't with that. I promise you.
Oh,
It
you got
makes
a
me
smaller
mad.
truck now?
Yeah, it makes me
Can
mad.
I borrow a vehicle?
Yeah.
I need a vehicle.
You can drive mine if you want to, but it's gonna take a
Oh,
lot of
trust
gas.
me, I sure will.
Look, it's gonna take a lot of gas.
Listen,
I heard
gas
somebody-
get you places.
I heard somebody say it. I was asking about a Hummer they had. They had a big Hummer. And I was like, "Man, don't the gas heat you up, though?" And he was like, "But, Nick, I want a Hummer."
It costs to be the boss.
And he was like, if I'm spending an extra $500 a year on gas, but I'm driving the car I want, ain't that worth it?
Look, I'm
more
looking at
than
one right now. As soon as this lady responds back, I'm going and picking it up.
Man, you a
H2, I mean, I know it's a gas hog, but listen, and you can't look again. You can't beat.
When you fill up tight in the tank.
I mean, yeah, it'd probably be $100 to fill up, $100 a
But
week.
you're gonna be sitting comfortable.
But I'm gonna be in there comfortable.
Oh yeah, you better be real comfortable.
I'm gonna be sitting back and just in the seats, and my kids
feeling like you in the military.
My kids can be separated without touching each other. That's the big thing. That's a headache.
Here's another thing, John.
Hey, could they be like, yeah?
They'd be like, stop touching me.
Poverty mindset on pillows. Like I would buy the dollar ones.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
And she got me to start
pillows.
buying the.
I'm trying to find where do they sell the hotel pillows at, bro?
You gotta buy them online. You gotta
I
go
need
to
40
Amazon.
of them. If anybody
They got
wants
the
to do
memory
something for
foam.
me,
They got
the memory foam ain't the same. That ain't the same.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you
That
what
ain't
they're
the
called.
same.
Listen to what I'm telling you. They're called goose feather pillows.
That's why I need 4 of them. I need them
Look
just
them
like
up.
the hotel does them. I need 4 of them.
I was just thinking about
If
that.
anybody wants
But
to
think
bless
about
your
how
boy.
many dollar pillows we buy are $2 and they go flat in 3 days.
I mean, they be
Some
as flat
things
as
you
the
can just
top
buy.
of this
Look,
desk.
I would rather get 10 of those.
And you got 40 of them on your bed.
That's right. Look, I'm good.
No.
Look, some things you can just go cheap with.
No,
I think
you can't.
pillows.
You
Look,
cannot go cheap with
except
no
You cannot
pillow.
go cheap with a pillow or a mattress.
Or a
Man,
mattress.
look, I can put 5 of them pillows together and they
They're
feel
stiff.
good.
No, they're stiff.
That ain't stiff.
You go in Rob's house, you be like, why you got 68 pillows?
Hey, look,
they
another
all
thing,
flat.
I don't think hangers matter. You know what I'm saying? I buy cheap hangers.
Hangers don't matter.
Hangers don't matter.
Yeah.
Pillows do.
Pillows matter.
A mattress.
Ketchup matters.
A mattress
Ketchup?
matter.
You
Ketchup.
can't buy that cheap ketchup.
I do. I buy Kroger ketchup.
matters.
Kroger ketchup, but I'm saying the off-brand of Kroger.
What's the off-brand of Kroger?
There could be a cheaper brand of Kroger. Like,
Is it? Nah.
yes, there has to be.
don't think so.
Look, we bought ketchup from Walmart, and it wasn't great value. It was something else. And let me tell you what, it hit different.
It was a Quake.
I don't know what it was, but listen, never again.
They had a lower scale ketchup.
No, never again.
Was it watery?
I tasted it and said, what is, even Grayson, he's a ketchup connoisseur. He said, what is this, Daddy? I said, it's ketchup. Nah, this ain't ketchup.
Man, they done put something
That's
else
paste.
in there.
Yeah, I don't know what they put in there.
Jonna's the one that got me on the pillow. She bought one, and I was like, why you buy an expensive pillow? And then I laid on it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you
I was
this.
like, I see why you bought this pillow.
Look, I bought I had to try my pillow, man, and it just ain't everything it's hyped up to be. I got it. I mean, you seen the commercial for it, for the My Pillow, and they're like $50 a piece. I was like, man, I got to see what this is about. Like, I thought it was gonna change the way I sleep.
I've bought bamboo pillows. I
want them ones that's
the
in
normal
the
pillows,
Hampton
the
Inn.
memory foam pillows. Nothing hits like a hotel pillow. They're called goose feather.
I'm telling you,
pillows.
I just laid in, and then my head just sinks into it.
And they stay cool.
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
Hey, Rob, that was the difference between riding in the cheap plane like we did and riding in the good plane
Oh yeah.
for the extra 40.
You know what's so crazy? Is,
Extra $40.
Yeah, it is. So one person, no, it wasn't extra 40. I promise you that. For our trip down there, look, you can one person can have value in that cheaper option, right?
Yeah.
But so for example, when I was on vacation, a guy told me, he's like, look, you don't ever want to buy a Bentley. He said Bentleys don't drive. Bentleys are made to be driven, not to be droven.
Huh?
That's what a guy
Say
told
it
me.
again. What? That's the same thing, ain't it?
Bentleys are meant for people to drive you, to be driven in,
Ah.
and
They're not meant to be driven?
not meant to be driven. As far as a person,
Like
so say you bought a Bentley,
like
right?
an everyday car.
For example, he said there was.
Oh, I shouldn't be driving it.
He said.
Yeah.
He said the guy told me a joke. He said there's 2 millionaires. He said. One millionaire said, "Have you ever owned a Bentley?" He said they drive pretty well. He said I'd never know because I never drive it.
Yeah.
Meaning, I
if you
think I
can
probably
afford-
butchered that joke, but meaning
If you can afford a Bentley, you should be able to afford
that's
somebody
what
to
he's.
drive
That's basically what he's
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
Like I wouldn't know because I've never driven it. He gets drove.
you. Oh, that's that
in
that's
his
that
Bentley.
back
That's
talk.
a different talk. But
That's that
anyway,
back talk.
we're down there, and dude, he lets me drive his Bentley. I was already told by another person. He's like, "Look, Bentleys drive like crap. You don't want a Bentley.
Yeah.
You never want to buy a Bentley. It's a waste of money. They drive like trash."
Yeah.
Bro,
Was it true?
absolutely not.
I was gonna say they got stars in the car.
For that $500,000 car.
They got stars in the car.
Hey, look, I'm talking when you press that pedal.
Hey, I bet you can drive it like that, can't
Look,
you?
when you press that pedal, vroom vroom.
Is it?
It's basically it's like you remember that Cadillac you had?
Yeah.
It would just cruise. It would just be smooth.
Yeah.
Man, it's like a Cadillac on steroids, though.
Is it?
To the 50th power.
They got a regular radio in it?
No, When you turn the radio, it's different. Look, dog, it's different. I can't explain it. But the feeling of driving a Bentley. Look, I remember. I'll put it this way. I can remember like being in big cities and seeing like Bentleys and exotic cars for the first time, and I remember thinking like, what do those type of people do to be able to drive a car?
Man.
Like that? And dog, let me tell you what. When you're driving a Bentley, people look at you different.
Do they?
Hey, dog.
That's when you can just keep the window up.
When I pulled up at the mall where we was eating at, like people look at you different. The looks.
I know you was nervous.
No, I wasn't.
You had to be.
No, I wasn't.
It's longer, ain't it?
It's a heavier car. It's a bigger car. But let me tell you what. It's almost like the new Nike shoes that hugs it when you press the button and it just tightens itself. When you're in a Bentley, you just feel in control of the streets.
Get a Bentley then.
I don't.
It feels like you can just control everything around you. Like
Rob, it tells you when you're crossing lanes.
The new Nissans do that.
No. Like I'm talking like it tells you when you're crossing lanes.
It speaks
like,
to you.
The seat does. The seat starts vibrating. The seats and steering wheel start vibrating when you're crossing lanes.
Man.
So like if you don't put your turning signal on and you're crossing lanes,
yeah,
it does some vibrations where you're like, oh, I'm getting.
It reminds you. It taps on your shoulder like, hey, don't forget.
I'm telling you, it's the turning signals don't even work like normal turning signals. Man, it is probably, and let it kid you not, I see how a car could be that much, but for me to buy one, I'd have to have $20 million in the bank for me to buy $500,000.
Well, yeah, hopefully that's what people, but a lot of people they lease them, they rent them, they just
people buy these cars
for show.
Yeah, people buy these cars and they leave them, they drive them only on like Sundays and weekends. If I ever was to buy a Bentley, Rob, everywhere I go, I'm in that Bentley.
You pulling up in it?
Everywhere I go, I'm pulling up in it.
Did it have the stars in it?
It had everything.
They was twinkling?
It had a cooler in the car.
Did it? In the middle?
Refrigerator. Man,
it had that blind you could put up?
It had the blinds. I mean, I think it had cameras all around. You see every angle of the car. You know the satellite photos of the car?
Yeah.
It was an actual real camera.
Really?
From the satellite from the sky or something.
And how they make that big thing come up in the front? That's what I always wondered about them. Like, how do they make the logo come up?
It just,
is there a button?
No, it just does it automatically.
When you start the car?
When you hit the button, the unlock button. It ain't an unlock button. It's something, I don't know. The key fob is like the size, the key fob
like
is heavier than your phone. I'm just telling, but the whole point is it was a different experience. So, like, I get it, like, when you have, I'm not going to say value, but when you...
Oh, it's value. Think about this. Have you ever seen a commercial for a Bentley?
No, you don't have to.
Never.
Have you ever seen a Bentley go on sale? Them saying, "Look, we're running our annual MSRP, such and such." No, you don't. Do you even know how to buy a Bentley?
I don't even. Is there a Bentley store?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a certain level that you reach, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the perspective is how it ties in is you have one guy that doesn't have value in a Bentley. He's like, "Look, they're trash. They don't." But then when you actually get in it and drive it,
it's
like
different.
when you lay on that goose feather pillow, it hits different, dog. And you'll never.
Juice buying a Bentley.
But
I
think
really
this relates
would want one.
more to common people. It's like me and Bella went to go buy soap the other day. She was like, "Dad, that soap's expensive you bought." And I remember buying the dollar soap, and it felt like water going through your hands.
Yeah, you can't use that, bro.
You can't even wash up.
Man,
even a dollar body wash.
Yeah, you can't. That's a no-no.
It was like a $7 bottle. It feels like lotion.
Oh yeah.
It hits different.
It's funny you say that because I was at Friends Centers one time, and somebody donated like
soap.
so much soap. It was like we stocked the closet, and we didn't have nowhere else to put it. So us staff, we was able to take home a couple bottles of soap.
Right.
But it was the cheap soap. It was called like Power Up or something.
Was it like water?
It's like at
it don't even lather. It didn't even lather up.
It wouldn't even get no soap.
Yeah, it wouldn't even lather up. It was like washing your body with a dry wash. And I kept squeezing the bottle and putting more in there to try to get it to lather up.
That.
You couldn't even make bubbles with it.
But think about how many people will go buy that because it's $1 and you got to use half a bottle for one wash.
I know. And look, when you use Old Spice, all you got to do is just put a little bit on there.
That's when you use that Dove.
That's what my mom used to try to get the cheap stuff, and she used to always tell us this. All you need is a dime size. I used to be like, I can't do that with a dime size if it's soap you're buying.
All you need is a dime.
That's what she said. Every time I took a shower, she'd be like, all all you need is a
Oh, she
dime
remind
size.
you?
Yeah, every time.
This stuff I bought, you do just need a dime size.
Oh yeah.
Talking
Good
about
stuff.
though,
It gonna
you
last.
got above.
It
It's gonna
forms
last.
bubbles in there, and it's
Yeah.
like you get out, you feel good. Like man,
That's just like the
lotion
cheap
in.
washing detergent.
Oh yeah, you can't do it.
Your clothes don't feel the or the cheap dry. Your clothes don't feel the same.
Nah, bro, I learned.
You be walking around sounding like you got sandpaper on.
Man, I learned. Hey, it be smelling funny too. I can't do that. Hey, nah. Wrap it up, Nick. Take us home.
Nah, just for anything. I think if y'all learned anything today,
We buying a Bentley.
Buying a Bentley, baby.
it's to expand your mindset. So, we pick up so many poverty habits. Like pumping $3 in gas when you got $100 in your pocket,
Man.
or trying to go the cheap route. I think it always costs you in the long run. I can't tell you how many four-wheelers I bought because it was cheaper. They ended up breaking down.
If you would have bought
If I
it.
would have just bought a nicer one,
A Honda.
it would have still been driving. And
Yeah.
I just think so many times in life you can go the cheap route, and you miss out on those experiences, and you end up paying more in the long run.
And I think within that, understanding that, trying to be, I mean, you can tie this into it too, like trying to be cheap and having that mindset of being cheap is going to create more problems, right? And the more problems we have in our life, the less mental capacity we have to deal with everything else.
Oh yeah.
And your mental health, especially this is mental health month, I believe. And guys, your mental health is everything. So if you have things, and what Nick's saying, to kind of piggyback off of that, a lot of times we 98% of the time, we are the ones that create the problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And when we create more problems, we don't have the capacity to be able to be efficient in things that matter. So, guys, if you have doing things that aren't allowing you to have the mental capacity to be able to be efficient in what the main goal is, then I think you need to take a step back and take a different perspective on how you attack things in life. If you're not, think about this. If you are not mentally stable, you can't be physically stable.
That's right.
And meaning you can't be the best version of you if your mind isn't in tune with your body and you are continue to add things to your plate. Just put it this way: the more things we add on our plate, the less we can focus on the things that matter the most.
That's
because
right.
we are spending so little of time on each thing that all the time is dispersed, and we can't really be intentional on the things that truly matter.
That's right.
So something that I've learned in this week is that sometimes it's okay to say no, and I'm in a season that I'm going to say no. So if you ask me something, you call. This is not about me. It's about you guys. So look at your life and see if is it benefiting to the cause or is it taking away from the cause.
Yeah.
Because
It's gonna cost you
Because
one
it's
way or
gonna cost
another.
you
One way or another.
What
So
do
I've
we
heard
say?
this.
Everything you say yes to.
You're saying no to something else, but not just this. Think about just real quick, a garden. If you want to have the best tomato garden in the world, plant tomatoes, harvest tomatoes, take care of them tomatoes, sell tomatoes. If you take a tomato and you put it next to a cucumber, next to an onion, next to a pepper, there's no way you can have the best tomatoes. Mm-hmm. You're trying to take the same amount of effort and put it throughout 5 different plants.
Yeah.
It's not going to make sense. You can't have the best tomatoes and the best green peppers and the best onions.
That's why vineyards only focus on what?
Man, that's right. Grapes. They got a vineyard is a grape thing, right? Yeah. All they do is grapes.
One thing I think we should end on too, like especially for husbands, it's either going to cost you now or cost you later.
Oh yeah,
What you put into your wife and what you put into your family.
that's it.
So if you want to rob them of, experiences, or you want to rob them of time, like one thing I always try to tell Jonna when we go out to eat is just get what you want. Like I hate that that's a poverty mindset too. Like, well, I really want this, but I'm gonna settle for the $7
yeah.
meal deal. And one thing I always try to tell, like, just get what you want.
Yeah.
Like just get, like, don't, like we're raised to like, hey, look at the bottom of this, price. And it's going to cost you now or it's going to cost you later.
It's so crazy.
You can't even enjoy
It's
going
at
out
one
to
point.
eat because you got to look
Yeah.
At the benefit, like, well, they got the package deal.
Think about this. At one point, whenever you and Jonna was dating or whether y'all was married, she probably ordered whatever she ordered on the menu, right?
Yep.
And you kind of made her adapt to this mindset of like, look, and probably at some
Oh
point.
yeah.
All we
What's
need is
like,
chicken
look,
strips,
You
Jonna.
don't need to be getting all this. You can't get an appetizer.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm guilty of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it hit me one day that whenever Heaven was like, "Can we get an appetizer?" And I'm thinking in my head like, "Why are you asking me?
Yeah. What type
Like,
of people?
get what
get
you want."
appetizers?
But I'm the one that gave her that kind of put my projectives on her, and she started to kind of adapt to the way that my mindset.
Yeah.
But I don't care what you say. At the end of the day, that's pertaining to your wife. But my kids, I'm gonna pick their food. I'm sorry, I can't.
Chicken
I'm not gonna
strips.
let my kids. Yeah, I'm not gonna let.
No,
my kids
that's
pick their
different. That's
Chicken
wisdom.
strips. Yeah.
That's wisdom. But the problem is when you carry that into adulthood.
Oh yeah. Hey, real quick, man, with the tragedy that Owensboro's feeling, man. If you are in a position and you're going through something and you need somebody to talk to, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We don't know, like you guys don't know what I go through, what Jude may be going through, what Nick may be going through. Just know that you have somebody here that is willing to sit down. If all you need to do is talk, if all you need to do is sit there, if all you need is a hug, man, reach out. It's not that bad. The situation that you're in right now, it's temporary. Things do get better. And nothing is ever worse. Nothing is ever worth, man, hurting yourself, hurting your family. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reach out if you need somebody, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. You guys have a good week. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.